be on the safe side, we're going to take the motor out and send it back to the manufacturer. That way they can look over it and make sure everything's good inside. Because just because it runs right now doesn't mean there isn't a lurking problem that we just don't know about. So it's not as complicated to remove as it may seem. I know there's a beam running across over it, but we actually removed this beam when we put the motor in. You can see there's little cuts here and a screw, and on this side same thing, little cut and a screw. So I just need to take out that sole bearer, and that'll give us access to lift the motor out. And the motor's only held in by 4 bolts. And then there's a couple huge red wires that run to it. So if I remove all of them, it should then come right out. And it weighs, I believe it's like 130 or something. I was able to bodily carry it in here, and I'm not very strong, so it's not too bad. So 3 years ago it went in, and today it comes out. And hopefully everything is okay inside. If not, it'll get fixed, and if it was, then we'll be certain that everything's okay. Because right now I'm a little nervous as to what condition the motor's in. I know with the diesel engine I always wondered if it's going to run today or not, and I never expected it to work. And if it worked, I was very pleasantly surprised, but I never thought that it would run when I needed it. With this motor, I just don't even think about it. I know that I turn the key and I flip the lever and it will go. And I like to have that peace of mind that we can always get out of the way of a tanker really fast if we need to, and we don't have to worry about anything at all, really. But now that it's been flooded, I do have doubts in my mind, and I'm not as comfortable just assuming that everything's okay. So we're going to go through a lot of work to make sure that everything's okay. Always lift with your legs. So my plan is to move the engine up over just a smidge and then up onto those boards. It's heavy. But we finally got it freed from the motor mounts. So it should come out with a lot of effort. The build show's hooked on it. Alright, well, a little more work to do and then we'll get it out. Alright, so we got the little outlet that was there to run the battery charger out of the way. Let's see if we can get the motor out now. Alright, it's out. Next step's to get it outside. For Christmas, which was many months ago at this point, I got Maddie a new radio. I just haven't really had time to put it in. So, whoops. But anyway, I did get her a radio, and today we'll put it in for her. Many moons ago, I worked at a sticker shop, and those little cars you see that have all those really dorky looking stickers splattered all over them, yeah, I was the guy that installed them. And another one of my jobs was to install radios and alarms. The thought of just buying a radio and then popping it in seems pretty straightforward to me because it's what I used to do all the time. Except I used to work on car ones, so I figure boat ones are pretty similar. Yeah, we got the little wiring harness, so I should be able to just pop out the one that it has, which is in here, which is a cassette player, because this boat was hopping back in its day. So now we're going to put in its CD, MP3, Bluetooth, and a couple other buggers. So it's modern radio. But yeah, radios are pretty simple. In the back, there's a plug. You have a multi-plug, you plug it in. That's it. One's a power, the rest run to the speakers, and there's usually a diagram or a key somewhere that tells you where each one goes. Yep, and here's your little legend of what each color represents. So, if you're doing a very basic install like this one, you're going to have an antenna, and then your left speaker and your right speaker, and then your power input. That's it. It's really straightforward. So the old radio just hangs out under here in this little box, and we're just gonna unscrew it and make sure that the new one will adapt to this whole setup. Usually they do. They just slide right in and pop on. It's not much to it, right? Let's be honest. Some engineer did all the work to make everything fit in a tiny little box. All you have to do is hook up a couple wires and a couple screws. Nothing major. So one of the coolest flashlight things you can use on a boat are these Lucy solar lamps. You fill them up with air, just blow into the bottom. Just blow into the bottom here, and it just puffs up like a balloon. So if you want to stow them because you're not going to be using them for a while, just let the air out, they fold nice and flat, and then when you're going to use it again, you just puff it back up. And then you leave it out in the sun, and they charge up. So they're great. And the best part is, it gives you light, it won't blind you. Like with a flashlight, you set it somewhere, and then if you accidentally get it in your eye, you can't see a thing. With this, even if you look at it straight into it, it's not horrible. I wouldn't look directly into the LEDs, but it's a nice soft light. And then you can just put it somewhere, and it's like an extra hand. So it just gives you more versatility without actually having to hold the flashlight. Alright, so this is an older radio, so it doesn't have the same hookup in the back. So it's real simple. We just splice on the new connections and it's all set up.
it for Maddie for Christmas, and here we are early May and I find out that it doesn't actually work. So, whoops. Oh well. Hopefully another one works. I was reading reviews and some people say that they are absolute trash, don't work at all. Other people say they work great. So I think I just happened to get one of the ones that doesn't work. Hopefully the next one I grab works well. We're able to do volume, and if I stick a USB drive in it, it'll start playing it automatically, but it won't let me search or scroll through, which can be a nightmare if, say, you have hundreds of songs on a thumb drive and you put it in and you can't get to the song that you want. You have to wait for 399 songs to go by to get to that one song you're looking for. So, yeah, back to West Marine it goes.
Thanks so much for watching, and we hope that you will like this video and subscribe to our channel for updates on our adventures.
And when you subscribe, make sure you click on the little bell. That way you'll get notifications as soon as the next video is uploaded.
Thank you so much!